Suppose we're doing a statistical study. So we want to know in this study the average mean amount of money that all first-year college students spend on school supplies at a certain college. We'll call it ABC College. So we go out, we randomly survey 100 first-year students at that college. 3 of those students, for example, spent $150, $200, and $225. We found that our sample of 100 students had an average of $218.74 spent on school supplies. So in this problem, we're asked to identify what are the observational units in this study, what is the variable, and is it quantitative or categorical, and then describe the outcomes of that variable, which of course could also be called the data. So let's start with observational units. Recall that we said observational units are the individual entities on which the data is recorded. So it's the thing that you're observing. So in this case, the observational units are those 100 first-year students that we spoke with, the 100 first-year students at the college that we actually surveyed. Those are the observational units. What about the variable? Recall, the variable is the recorded characteristics about the observational units. It's what you are writing down about each observational unit. So if you imagine walking up to each of these 100 students and you have a clipboard in your hand, the things that you're writing down about those first-year students, that's the variable. So in this case, the variable is the amount of money spent on supplies by each of those first-year students. That's what you would be writing down about each one of those students. Now, this is a quantitative variable. Imagine with your clipboard the thing that you're actually writing down for each student. You would be writing down like $200 for this student, $150 for this other student, $225 for this third student. You would be writing down numbers, dollar amounts that student spent on school supplies. That's quantitative. Those are numbers that you're writing down. Lastly, then, we're asked to identify the outcomes of the variable. So to describe the outcomes of this variable, to describe the data we're going to get for this variable, in general, the data is dollar amounts spent by those first-year students. It's going to be a range of numbers which represent the dollar amounts spent by those first-year students. We were given an example of 3 data values, the 150, the 200, the 225, but we're going to get a range of 100 different numbers that are the dollar amounts spent by the 100 students.